it also felt good that it was there in my body, the awareness. It felt like, my bandwidth reduced, basically. So that was good. But then I didn't like the heaviness because I could stay in it. That was not a problem. And I was able to stay in it after the fact as well for quite some time. But I don't know if I could longer because of that heaviness. So I don't know what that means. And also, how do what's the easiest way to bring it back into my body during the day?
Yes, so that is quite common too, Preetal. The feeling of heaviness, a lot of people find that strange because that is groundedness. And if a huge part of our awareness or consciousness has been floaty, and if it has been spending time in the mind or the mental realm where there's no real gravity there. And when a big part of you, like all parts of you, come into the body, it's very common to feel this heavy. It's equating to how a tree might feel like. It's solid and grounded. And any new experience can be interpreted by the mind as unease or dis-ease. And the mind quickly labels that as new and not nice, new and not fun. And to become aware of the mind that is labeling an experience, that is new. And sensing if it's the mind that is feeling the discomfort or labeling this experience as not very comfortable, or was it actually a new experience for the body and it just requires some time getting used to? Because this is the reality of who we are, and a lot of people don't ever feel this grounded for their entire lives. They probably never feel it if they're constantly on the run and getting tasks done, and if they have to-do lists and moving one task to another. It's just breezing through the day, and having all parts of you in the body may be a new experience. And to make this a constant, to make presence a constant, is to keep feeling this heaviness, because this heaviness supports the system and supports the body. It's almost like an uprooted tree that can sway and flay versus a solidly grounded tree that is just, it looks heavy. And if you can imagine groundedness like that, that would be the experience of heaviness.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it did feel like that, like I was just like there, almost like a rock. Um, and I mean, I have to see how I feel about it through the day, but it just felt like I was just in me, and it's like, okay, I'm not doing anything else,
Welcome
really, but
home. Yes, so this is home. So welcome back home. And if you can throw yourself a homecoming party.
but why does home feel so heavy? It should be lighter.
So notice if your mind is coming up with these concepts and theories of how something should feel like.
Mm.
And maybe with time, it's coming back home and there's just a lot of dust, if you haven't been home in a long time, there's some cleaning up to do in the house. And sometimes presence is required in the body. And with time and your presence, it adds a lot of light to the house and it just clears things up on its own. And if you have a certain, if you, I mean the mind, if the mind has a certain idea about how it should feel like, then it will create everything else as a bad thing. Like it'll start labeling everything else as bad because it wants something else. It's expecting. And any kind of expectation from the mind is mind activity. So now, as a conscious presence, it's accepting new experiences with trust, knowing that you are the conscious presence and not allowing the mind to dictate and tell you what something should feel like. Because I wouldn't know what is good for you either. Your presence and your consciousness knows better than any of us would. So leaning into that and seeing what presence feels like, if it's uncomfortable, practice being present for just once a day. And then when it starts to feel lighter and lighter, like you mentioned, with more of your presence in the house, the dust kind of just, goes away.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.